Welcome to Joe's Custom Classics. What a day we had here in the Northeast. My guest tonight had an emergency. He obviously with the 2 foot of snow, roughly, it's still snowing right now. May I'll take you out and show you the piles of snow. Um, but we are still we are still here. Um, so tonight let's talk about some things here because I actually the topics that we were going to originally discuss, we're still going to discuss. I just don't have the bounce back and forth. I can go with Hot Rod Larry, um, and we're working on other guests. We have some really cool guests that I've been hounding to come on the show, and we are going to get them on. Some big names actually. So things are looking up, right? It is absolutely frigid. This week's going to be what, zero? I think here Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to go down below zero, negative. And the garage, boy, it just we're just gonna do some upholstery. How's that sound? Because I don't even feel like heating the garage up, like to where you can actually work like a human. Like if I stuck my tongue to the lift, it would, like Ralphie, whatever, it would stick right to it. So, um, but those who come around, you're not supposed to see any of this. I'm doing a like this is like an evil Knievel. See, ooh, this is the back. This is the back, and I got the American flag part going out the bottom. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Okay, because it's going to be really cool. Who does this stuff, right? Each one of these was hand cut, hand sewn, and it's going to be really cool. Ooh. And it's got the metal frame, and that's all getting sandblasted. And I don't know how I'm going to paint when it's zero. Normally, I like to heat up the garage to a balmy, whatever, and I bring my paint in my sewing room here. I bring all the paint in here because I notice any paint you leave, anything, anything that you want, including soap and stuff for polish and soap. If you don't bring it in, you might as well just throw it out because it's going to freeze out in the garage. Um, I only run my heater out there when I'm in it. So, because it would just, electric bill is ridiculous. Electric bill. My electric bill's gone up $200 than normal. And, that's a whole different topic. That has nothing to do with cars. But they're gouging the crap out of us. And which leads me on to my topic, which I wanted to talk about. Larry couldn't make it. Those tuning in, my guest had an emergency. Larry Kozlowski usually comes on Sundays with me, and he's a mayor. He's actually a mayor. So we're getting 2 foot of snow. It snowed all day here, and he had an emergency. He texted me about an hour ago. So that's okay. It is what it is. You gotta, duty hot rod second, I guess. Snow emergency first. So I could have canceled, and but I don't watch football really too much. So, but what I want to talk about really, and I need your feedback on this is car parts. And I know I keep hounding on this. Um, and I'm on. I'm on Marketplace and I'm on all the shows you could think of, and I'm always studying what's out there and what's for sale and the prices and everything with automotive, classic cars, restoration, parts, you name it, fluctuates with the economy. It goes up and down in cycles, and you know the price of everything, food, is up. Everything's up, and there's a correlation with that with the car parts. Now I know, being in the Northeast, that we have car season, because winter time, all the cars go in hibernation, just like a bear. And bad time, to bad time to sell your car. You always want to sell your car like in the spring. That's when you're gonna get top dollar. And you always want to buy your car. You always want to buy something wintertime or before winter. Because they want to unload it. But even that, the deals, I don't know what people out there are. I don't think the average person understands what's involved with restoring a car, and um, the prices for the the condition of the cars that they're trying to sell. Let me give you an example. 2009. I remember I was building a 47 Ford and I tore it all apart, took the flathead out. I sold the flathead for 900 bucks, running flathead, and I changed the motor. Yeah, yeah, yada, yada. Anyway, I made the car what I wanted, and I sold it and I had cash in my hand. And locally, I remember, because I kicked myself in the ass for this, there was a 1970 Charger 440 RT. Needed work. It was blue. It was blue exterior, blue interior. It needed work, but they all do. They all need work. But the price was like $15,000 he wanted for the car. Man, at the time, I mean, I had 15,000. I had 15,000 because I remember going to the bank. And back then, I guess you could go to the bank and actually they give you money out of the bank. Uh, Hard time sometimes, but you know, I went and got $15,000 out of the bank, and I didn't buy the Charger. I didn't buy the Charger because it wasn't really for 15 grand in 2009. You can get a car that's really nice. You know, flash ahead to today, 2026. I think it's January. We're almost in February. You can't buy for 15 grand. You're gonna get garbage. Um, you're gonna get a basket case car, and by the time, I don't care what model it is. I don't care if it's Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Chrysler. The cars, the major cars. I don't care what you get. You're never gonna get that money out, and I don't know. I don't know what. Have you seen have you seen the cost of the parts? Is what I'm trying to get at. So if you're going to overpay if you're going to overpay for the shell of I don't e- you should see some of the stuff out there on marketplace. If you don't get the project car cheap enough, and somehow if it doesn't come with parts, yeah, man, you might as well just go buy something that's already done, because you're never gonna make your money, and that's a problem, because I like to make money on my cars when I restore them, and I know everybody, oh yeah, you don't make money on your cars. No, you do. You do. The only thing you really can't bank on is you cannot bank on your time. If you add up all the time, you know, any of you do body work. I mean, how do you justify your how can you even justify body work? Hours and hours and hours of sanding and sanding and sanding. How you gonna justify that? Oh, I got $30,000 in sanding and primer. No, it's impossible. So your time. I mean, if, as if you're restoring a car for yourself. If you have customers that people, you know, if people want a specific car, if they want a '69 Mustang, okay, be ready to shell out $150,000, okay, to restore a car that's going to be worth 55,000 when it's done. So that's that's my that's my story on car restoration prices right now. They're just unbelievably out of this world. And the funny thing is, I have a lot of older hot rodders. I network with a lot of people and all over the country. And I'm finding the same conversation, and that and that is the kids don't want the cars. So they have a, you know, garage filled of parts that nobody knows what, the value of them. So it's uh it's a sad thing because we're losing the next the generation that grew up, in Happy Days area. Obviously, they're going, and we're losing definitely, the Vietnam, the '60s, those cars. We're losing that era. So, but somebody's gonna have to somebody's gonna have to take care of these cars. Now, I know the prices right now are down on everything. Um, Certain cars hold their value more naturally, but pound for pound, I don't care what anybody says. Old cars, classic cars are down right now, and the people selling the parts on marketplace, and you gotta. I see it. I see it. I see cars listed 55,000. Then they're listed a week later at 44,000. And then they're, best offer 38.5. Okay. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for it, and it goes up and down. But the economy is crap, and it reflects with the classic car market. Um, I mean, you're not gonna get the return, and why would you invest in something that if you're overpaying, if you're gonna overpay for the car, okay, in the front, you're never gonna get it back. Uh, you're never gonna get it back. The next generation don't want these old cars. They just don't. Some of us do. I mean, I do, but in reality, it's just the way it is. I mean, we peaked. We peaked on the cars. I still see, you know, like the Chargers. Obviously, I'm a Mopar guy. I know the Chargers, Mopar's prices and parts are up, and some of the other stuff. But in reality, it's um it's unattainable. I mean, hot rodding is supposed to be fun and cheap, and you can you can still build stuff, but we used to go to the junkyard and get parts and make cars, little by little, and but man, prices are just ridiculous. Anyway, enough enough rambling on that. So if you stick around, I'm gonna make a video on. Almost broke my camera. I'm gonna make a video on how I'm making this seat, and I have the bottom part to do, and since it's going to be 0 this week, I'm going to be out here in sewing. I'm going to sew. I got a dash pad I got to get done, and I have some other things. I do have other things to do. I have a lot of upholstery actually to do. Maybe I'll knock some of it out this week, and maybe I'll do a live show or something, like a Tuesday night live sewing. You know, maybe we'll do some of that. But my my guests, hey, it happens, right? He couldn't make it. My guest didn't make it tonight. I was shoveling and snow blowing all day. Um, Let me see. I'll show you. You with me? All right, come with me. I'm gonna show you. Can't hurt, right? Let me show you. Here. Oh, turn light. All right. I mean, we got hammered. That's my grill. So anyway, all right. Yeah. So it's nasty. Anybody that has to work outside this week, Godspeed, because it is brutal out. It's brutal. This is like Alaska. And when it's snowing like this, and I got piles of snow out there, and I got 8 cars in the driveway. I can't get my cars to move. I got to get my cars out, and I'm just gonna. It's depressing. So I'm just gonna let it go for a week or two. Warmer weather's coming, and you know what? It'll help me get my upholstery done because we have a lot of stuff backing up. Winter is usually upholstery season, Uh, you know, people hunt the deers, they hunt them deers, the hunters, it's hunting season, fishing. Wintertime is upholstery season. And that's when we get most of our stuff in because the cars, people don't want to drive the cars out in snow. They take the seats out and they bring them over here to me. So if you're looking for upholstery and you're in the Northeast, ask, send me one of these, send me an email. Now, what should we do? A personal message. All right. Because I've been getting people from all over the country. It's tough to ship anything. It's tough to ship anything. So if you ship me your seats, I mean, unless you got a lot of money, it doesn't matter. Ship me your seats and I'll ship them back to you. But I got my bumpers for my Oldsmobile a couple of years ago. The shipping for my bumpers was $1,500. $1,500, and I had to chase. I remember I had to chase the UPS guy down because he had 2 guys on a truck, and he what a disaster! I had to go hunt the guy down. I had to hunt the guy down, and anyway, phew, I got my bumpers, but yeah, $1,500 to ship them. And who does chrome anymore because of all the regulations? Chrome. Everything on my car, all the cars are chrome. There's no plastic. Zero. There isn't a piece of plastic on my Oldsmobile. The Charger has more plastic. Plastic started to come around in the 60s. But think about that. Think about that. Think about driving a car that's all steel, no plastic. It is awesome. What the heck did they do to the automobile? They destroyed the automobile. So you know how I feel about that. Jump. So I'm I'm probably never gonna have to go to the car dealership again and buy a car. I am gonna drive around every day, something from the '60s, and that's it. You can have all your crap. I don't know how else to put it. You can have all your crap cars, battery cars. Nonsense. That is a that's not gonna sustain itself. But anyway, my I apologize that we had a little emergency. Guest didn't show up tonight, and we can't go back and forth a little bit. I like this. I like having somebody on where we can learn something, go back and forth, instead of me sitting here rambling. I could probably get the guitar out a little bit. That's exciting, but that's a little different channel. Anyway, hey, like and subscribe. Tune in next Sunday night. We're gonna have guests on. Okay, next Sunday night, and we're gonna continue this weekend. Snow emergency, snowmageddon. We had snowmageddon. Okay, so we didn't do it. We didn't make it today, but I came on. Thanks everybody for all the support. 36,000 plus subscribers and growing every day. Uh, thanks. It's awesome. This is fun. This is what I do. I do this anyway, and then I might as well just share what I do because it's fun. This is what I do. I like it. Thank you for stopping by, and tune in next Sunday night. We'll have our guests back on. Hopefully, there's no emergency again. All right. Good night. Thank you for stopping by.